Now with our GMA cover story, an exclusive new report from ProPublica, which uncovered systemic patterns where they say judges chose not to recuse themselves from cases despite at least appearances of conflicts of interest. Our senior national correspondent Terry Moran is back with that story for us. Good morning again to you, Terry.
Hey, Robin. Judicial ethics have become a big issue on the U.S. Supreme Court and beyond. ProPublica, the online investigative website, examined more than 1,000 federal and state court judges, and they found many examples where legal experts say that those judges should have considered stepping aside because of personal conflicts that they had in the case, but they didn't. When federal judge Wendy Vitter presided over a case where jurors ruled against a group of paramedics suing the local government for unpaid overtime in 2019, it was unlikely that many in this Louisiana courthouse knew her husband, former U.S. Senator David Vitter, was getting paid to lobby on behalf of an agency closely tied to the local government at the center of the case, according to a new ProPublica investigation.
That was never disclosed to any of the parties in the case, and as a result, they never had the information that they may have wanted to challenge her participation in that case.
The case was ultimately overturned on appeal and settled in favor of the paramedics. The former senator tells ABC News he had absolutely nothing to do with the lawsuit in question, adding he was lobbying for a separate agency, not the local government itself. But the same local officials oversee both entities.
We're not saying Judge Wendy Vitter should have recused from the case, but at the very least, it should have been disclosed.
Judge Vitter had previously only listed her husband as a self-employed attorney. She now tells ProPublica she'll be more detailed about her husband's lobbying work and her financial disclosures going forward. A team of student journalists at Boston University worked with ProPublica to look into more than 1,000 judges across the country. They found numerous judges might have close family or financial ties to the groups appearing before them, and in some cases, the current rules are vague or don't require those connections to be disclosed to the parties involved.
It's a real disservice to the transparency and accountability of the judiciary that this information is just so vague and easily left out.
Some advocates are calling for change.
The current ethics rules don't cut it because I think there's just a lack of transparency regarding the work of a judicial spouse.
U.S. Supreme Court justices have also been in the spotlight for their connections off the bench, including calls for Justices Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas to recuse themselves over the political activities of their wives.
The Supreme Court gets most of the big headlines, but the truth is most of the country's decisions that we live by regarding abortion, food prices, EMTs getting overtime, these are decisions that are made at lower courts. These are the courts that need more accountability, more transparency, and more eyeballs on them.
This was a sweeping investigation, and it seems to have uncovered a real problem in the American courts. If you'd like to read the full report from ProPublica, go to ProPublica.org. George?
Okay, Terry, thanks.